Hi, I'm M.Ed, Certified Athletic Trainer at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine. Today we're going to be looking at our innovative technology, the OptoGait, and how we use it in a clinic setting to treat our patients. So first of all, what is OptoGait? OptoGait is technology that allows us to measure imbalances in the patient's body based on their gait, running, or jumping patterns. It uses two bars that have over 100 LED lasers going back between the bars. As you walk, run, or jump, your feet break that plane and enables us to determine where the imbalance is left side to right side. Here are the bars that you will see at Performance Spine and Sports Medicine. Each 1 meter system has over 100 LED lasers going back and forth between the bars. And we also can hook up cameras, so now we have a video that we can use to analyze your gait or your jumping patterns. The output on this system is quantitative, so it gives us numbers. And a lot of times when you're looking at gait patterns, it comes down to milliseconds, and it's hard for the eyes to visually see that. So the numbers allow us to determine if we're making a change in your pattern. So today we're going to look at a case study. We had a 41-year-old female who came in the clinic. She was an avid runner, and she was training for the Broad Street Run. She had been complaining of heel pain, and upon diagnosis by our physician, Dr. Shu, she had plantar fasciitis. She had been wearing orthotics for years and often claimed she didn't know why she was wearing the orthotics because she really felt no difference. So at her initial evaluation, we tested her barefoot and we tested her with shoes as well as with shoes and orthotics. And in the results, we found that her best gait pattern and where she was most balanced was actually barefoot, and that the orthotics, which is in this column here, actually elevated her numbers and elevated the imbalances in her body. So we decided, along with her physical therapist, myself, and the doctor, that we would train her in barefoot and see how she progressed. This was looking at her swing phase at initial evaluation. Her swing phase, this is actually her barefoot number. This is with shoes, and this is with shoes with orthotics. So she was actually doing well. She was actually more efficient in her swing phase, which means there's less contact time on the ground. She's taking a further stride when she was barefoot. Looking at her stride length, same thing here. What was interesting was her shorter stride was actually in her barefoot, and when she put on the orthotics, she tried to take a little bit longer stride, but then that threw off her kinetic chain while she was walking. So we knew that ideally we would have to keep a shorter stride length while working her, and that maybe her body was best functioning with that shorter stride. So treatment plan, everything that we did, we cut her off of running initially, and then we informed her to stop wearing her orthotics, and all the exercises were trained in either barefoot or with shoes without the orthotics. We tested her on a daily basis. Every time she came into the clinic here, she hopped on the OptoGait. We did a 30-second walking test, and to see if we were making changes on a daily or even just within an office visit to see after a chiropractic adjustment or exercises if we were making any immediate change and if she was able to hold that change from one appointment to the next. As you can see here, OptoGait allows us to neatly and efficiently organize the results and track them. So every time you get tested here, we save those results and store them for later use. Through her program, we now started to collect average data, and this allowed us to see if there were changes or if she was kind of like in her groove and walking steadily. So in her stance phase, as you can see through the program, it kind of stayed the same midway through, and then at the end it started to tamper down again. What was interesting, by this appointment, she was actually pain-free and getting ready to train to start running again. Double support phase. Now this allows us to see how efficient you are. If both feet are in contact on the ground while you're walking, you're not efficient. You're not really moving anywhere. You're in a stationary position. So the more you can decrease that double stance phase, the more ground you're covering at a time. So at the initial visit, she was at 0.362 seconds on average with both feet on the ground. By the end, she was down to 0.274 seconds. Small variance, but it could make a big difference in your care. Her Her discharge stats, again, what we were looking at here was overall balances. This left to right difference is how much difference there is left side to right side. If you come out with a negative percentage, it means it's your right side that's favoring it. If it's a positive, it's your left side. Ideally, we want these numbers below 3%. If you're under 3%, that means your body's pretty well balanced. There's always going to be some slight variance that we can't control, but this at least gets us in a ballpark range. So when she came out, she was well under that 3%. Down here, in the gait cycles and the acceleration, that all stayed the same throughout her program because she was on a treadmill walking at 2.7 miles per hour every time. So in summary, OptoGait enabled us to track the patient effectively and efficiently. As we saw spikes, we were able to change and adjust her program accordingly. And at discharge, she was actually free from pain. She performed the Broad Street run and came out with no pain at all. So the take-home message with OptoGait is if you're not assessing, you're guessing. And so these numbers allow us to really see how we are making an impact on your muscle imbalances in the body. And it really helps us get you better faster and stay better longer. Thank you, and have a good day.